forwarded the text to me from Marcelino. The texts were sent to this other cell phone of mine. Kasi halos hindi ko na ito gagamitin eh. Sisirain ko na to. Pinipreserve ko lang yung mga messages for whatever purpose it may serve. Okay, hindi ibig sabihin, don't take it literally. Now, basta, I got messages from a common acquaintance, you know, for his protection. I cannot reveal who he is, but I got 2 messages from my source forwarding. So it's really forwarding. Messages from Lieutenant Colonel Marcelino. The first one was received by our common acquaintance July 19, 2016. The second one, fairly recent, was received September 5, 2016. Messages lang ito na pinorward ng aking source from Lieutenant Colonel Marcelino. Ang laman po, ganito. This is verbatim. A message I got from Lieutenant Colonel Marcelino. This is the July 19, 2016 message. Mista, good PM. Magpasalamat lang sana ako sa lahat ng tulong at efforts mo for me habang ako ay nasa kulungan. I can never thank you enough, Mista. Hindi pa ako masyadong makagalaw at labas ngayon dahil ang daming gusto kumatay sa akin, Bok. Di ko pa din mapuntahan si Senator LD, obviously referring to me, Laila de Lima, LD. Kasi ginagawan kami ng mga fabricated stories. There are also some groups who is trying to convince me to speak against her. But rest assured na hindi ako pagagamit sa kanilang Mista. Not only because I really appreciated and forever indebted sa inyo ni Ma'am, but because the people deserve no less than the truth and justice. With my little knowledge and brief encounter with her, I never doubted whatsoever her integrity, Mista. Magpasalamat din sana ako sa kanya personally when everything settles down. Ingat lagi and maraming salamat uli, Mista. That was July 19. The more recent message, a shorter one, na pinorward ulit sa akin ng source ko, September 5, 2016. So the message from my source, I got a message from Lieutenant Colonel Marcelino, quote, Mista, pressures against me are mounting, and they would even reopen my case. But rest assured that I will never give in to them, Mista. Please tell Senator L to keep faith and be strong. I want people to know that these things are happening now. Meron pa rin iba akong mga ibang alam. Hindi lang ako nakakakuha pa ng clearance from them kung pwede ko na rin i-disclose sa inyo. Through our common acquaintance kanina, nung nabasa ko nga po itong media report na ito, when I woke up this morning, na-reverse na yung kaso against Colonel Marcelino, I immediately texted our common acquaintance and asked him, can I seek the permission of Colonel Marcelino to disclose what he texted to me, or what he forwarded through you to me, his messages. At sumagot naman yung common acquaintance namin na So sabi, although out of reach by anyone, ngayon siya, apparently because siguro nalaman na niya to, na mag-i-issue na sila ng warrants of arrest, he is secretly, privately communicating with MIPO. That's the situation now. As I said, meron pa hong ilang mga similar cases. They have been accessing certain personalities. Yung mga alam nila na dati kong mga nakakatrabaho. I think your question would be, why kaya ina-access si Colonel Marcelino at pinipilit siya to testify against me? He was part of the interagency as a representative of ISAF. I think it was one of those disclosed by General Magalong yesterday. Correct? If you review yung kahapon ni ni General Magalong. Kasi maybe some of the intel na mga nag-gather namin noon in the course of the interagency came from Colonel Marcelino. Of course, we have other sources. And another thing that was confirmed by General Magalong was, di ba, when he first approached me, may nakita siyang parang diagram o parang that's proof na even before sumama sa amin si General Magalong and offered to also participate because meron siyang sariling plan, we were already starting all of this. That we were already discussing the situation in Bilibid. And when we say we, kami na nasa DOJ, meaning DOJ, when I say DOJ, with respect to the situation of the inmates, it's Bucor and also NBI because of the investigative aspect of things. So even before dumulog sa akin si General Magalong and also shared yung mga nakuha nilang mga information about the goings on in the Bilibid, dati na rin po namin yan pinag-uusapan, dati na rin po namin yan pinaplano. It is an interagency operation. Now on the point na during the final implementation of the raid, hindi nakasali si General Magalong and his group CIDG. May explanation po dyan. Although let me make it clear na hindi po accurate yung parang nagiging impression na naging etsapuera yung PNP. I think nasabi rin yan ni General Magalong na during the final implementation, aside from NBI, aside from Bucor, and then PIDEA, although yung mga use of K9, PNP was involved. NCRPO and other select units of PNP plus SAP. Nakalimutan lang banggitin ni General Magalong kahapon na may SAP. But I remember he mentioned select units of PNP and NCRPO. So, it's not true that PNP was out of the operations simply because CIDG under General Magalong then ay finally hindi kasama. But the whole operation, ang lead agency was still DOJ through NBI and Bucor. And that is one of the reasons kung bakit ultimately hindi ko ma-adapt yung pinopropose ni General Magalong na Oplan na he said something about volunteering to be ground commander. I could not do that, especially when I discussed it already with Kina Villasanta and also Bukayo. Now, since this Bucor is under DOJ, kailangan ang lead is really DOJ through Bucor and NBI. So ang magli-lead naging acceptable yan kina General Bucayo. Yung pong sinasabi ni General Magalong na one time he was approached by Villasanta and Bucayo na ayaw, wag niyong ituloy ang raid, and then can you arrange a meeting with, I'm not very sure about that, I don't know that. In the first place, I doubt about that Pedro i-arrange to meet with SOJ. Why would he? I mean, he can meet me, he can talk to me anytime. And we did talk, we did meet many times because he was the Bucor director. So why all of a sudden he would say, i-schedule mo nga ako? He could very well go directly to me. So I'm not sure about that statement of General Magalong, much less yung sinasabi niya na kinausap siya at sasabihin na wag na lang mag-raid. Because in the final implementation of the raid, nandun siyempre yung Bucor component. Although the real lead unit in the entire raid was NBI, as personally led or supervised by me. So that is what I can remember. Yes. I'm not sure about whether 2014 siya lumapit sa akin. Can I have... What did you say again? I'm not sure about the date. I don't think it's 2014 that he first approached me. I think 2015 na yun. I don't know, I may be wrong also. I think 2015 na yun. Although by that time, nagsisimula na rin po yung mga discussions ko with Bucor and NBI. So yung lumapit siya sa akin, I don't quite remember that anymore. Yes, there may have been delay. It's because nga, when I discussed this, took that matter with Villasanta and with Bucayo, and in fact, in some of those instances, present then si former Director Mendez for NBI, ay ganun ang sinasabi nila, ma'am, hindi ho pwede na PNP ang maging lead because this is Bucor, which is under DOJ. And I could sense that there was dynamics within and among these police officials. Remember, General Bucayo used to be a PNP official also. They had some issues with General Magalong, personality-related issues. Natatandaan ko po yun. But the real reason why nakumbinsi po ako na in the final implementation, support na lang sila and lead should be DOJ, NBI, Bucor is because of that. That Bucor is under DOJ. Pero again, kasama pa rin mo namin yung PNP nung nag-implement. Kasi nandun nga yung NCRPO, certain other units, and SAP. Meron pa nga mga snipers from SAP. So they were involved as support. Yes.
Ma'am, yung kay General Magalong, yung kiniklaim niya, but he's apparently implying na what you took over to cover up something, and they were there to
That's why I decided to speak to you now. That's
so
why
there's nothing like that.
Nothing like that's quite an outrageous insinuation. That's why I felt I have to react right away. Hindi ko na yung isasama doon sa sinasabi ko sa inyong, I'll just explain later. I had to react because what I've been reading and hearing, there are very unfair, unfounded insinuations. Na may insinuations na, what, ano yun, pakitang tao na lang yun, o hausyaw na lang yun, or what, dahil may tinatago. General Magalong himself, remember, admitted that it was a very successful raid. And I can tell you that. It was a very successful raid at walang mga ganyan na mga theories. Yes.
Ma'am, just to tighten yung kay Marcelino, you're
Yes.
saying that he's a man of integrity, yung charges against him were not true.
Well, I was not the one who resolved that case because I was no longer there. But hindi ako nagulat nung dinismiss nila yung case due to insufficiency of evidence, especially that the handling prosecutor of that case, the original handling prosecutor, who nakasabi rin dito sa PhilStar item, who recommended the dismissal of the case for insufficiency of evidence, the senior deputy state prosecutor Theodore Villanueva. He is a good, straight, very competent prosecutor among the more competent prosecutors, state prosecutors in the DOJ, and is finding no probable cause, insufficiency of evidence, and therefore dismissal. And now here we are. Biglang reverse. I'm not passing judgment on the correctness of the legal action. No. Ano bang totoo dyan? Ano ba ang tama dyan? I-dismiss ba o filean ba ng kaso? But look at the circumstances. I have no reason to doubt what was forwarded to me from Colonel Marcelino na iniipit siya para ituro, whatever it is, na ano ang ituturo nila sa akin. As I've said, there are several other instances, personalities na ginaganon nila.
Ma'am,
Yes.
dun sa issue ng VIP treatment kay JB Sebastian, paano
I will address that later. Gusto ko na muna pakinggan lahat yung mga testimonies na yan ng mga so-called witnesses, lalo na alam nyo, of course I was also watching yesterday. Since all of these alleged witnesses pumupuntirya kay JB Sebastian, I wouldn't be surprised anymore na he would also